On behalf of the board, I welcome everyone this evening and call the meeting of the Linn-Mar Community School District Board of Directors to order here at 5 o'clock. John, would you please determine a quorum?
Director Buchholz?
Here.
Director Foss?
Here.
Director Langston?
Here.
Director Mansour?
Here.
Director Maury?
Here.
Director Thomas? President Lancaster?
I am here. Thank you very much. I wanted to share, Director Thomas wanted me to share she had a conflict this evening and that I would share that information with the community. To keep the meeting moving to this evening, I will read each agenda item by number and then ask for a report or motion. So let's get this going. Item number 200, adoption of an agenda. May I have a motion, please?
Motion to adopt the agenda as presented.
Second?
Second.
Thank you, Barry. We have a motion by Midhat and a second by Barry. Any discussion? If not, all in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Yes. Any opposed? And the motion is carried. At this time, item number 300, public hearings. I'd like to open the floor for our first public hearing on the plans and specifications for Oak Ridge Roof Replacement Project. We did not receive any names for this public hearing on the plans and specifications for the Oak Ridge Roof Replacement Project. So now I close our first public hearing. Item number 302, public hearing on the high school parking lot. I now open the floor for our second public hearing on the plans and specifications for the Linn-Mar High School parking lot as it relates to the Indoor Activities Project Early Site Package. Again, we did not receive any names for public hearing on the plans and specifications for the Linn-Mar High School parking lot as it relates to the Indoor Activities Project Early Site Package. So I now close our second public hearing. Item number 400, District Highlight Moment. We are now going to see an amazing, here we go. Go ahead, no, go. It's awesome.
They always care for you, and they help you whenever you need help, and I really think they're kind to everyone.
She gets involved with reading.
She's made me like writing and reading more this year.
He always made me smile and made my day better.
She just made it fun and enjoyable.
I love that she helps us do everything and she powers through if something's hard.
She helps me feel like I'm important.
When I had a hard time with something, he helped me through it, step by step.
She makes class super fun. And she has a great way of explaining things and is always there to help you if you need extra help and stuff.
She has super fun math lessons.
She always knows how to make someone's day.
She has a lot of work to do through the day, and she still perseveres.
She's great with listening and really comprehending what a kid is going through and helping making their day more comfortable and easier to go with.
She just brightens everyone's day and just makes me want to be here.
She's very nice.
She helps me challenge myself, and she just helps us challenge people.
And they're really kind and they're really cool.
Is very kind and helps me with a lot of work.
He's really optimistic and has a lot of energy.
He's nice.
Okay, yeah, that works. Thank you.
Oh, I thank you very much. These are wonderful opportunities for us to highlight the district and share the narrative of what we know to be happening here. And thank you very much. At this time, we have item number 500, audience communications. We did not have anyone sign up for our audience communications this evening before 5 o'clock or by 5 o'clock. So now we will move on to item number 600, our informational reports. At this time, we have item number 601, our board visit report. Anyone would like to report on the visit to Wilkins on the January 29th?
I went to Wilkins. It was a fun visit. All of us were first sent to different classrooms, different grade levels, and then we went through each grade levels. I I guess, success paths, right? Wildly important goals. And they had 2 representatives per grade level who walked us through that, every grade level. It was kind of cool. It was so fun.
Thank you very much.
I would just like to make a comment. It was really a nice visit. As we move forward, I think this is a good time for me to maybe talk about our school visits a little bit. Amanda Potter did a nice job. What I looked at was kind of interesting. The report that she gave and Deborah Berry gave was talking about the, what I want to say, demographics of the school, all of the facts of the school, which was really kind of surprising to me where we were at. But I do want to touch on just very briefly, as a board, this is a very important part of our board. And I was very honestly disappointed at the attendance at the session. We feel moving forward that I would never ever advocate getting rid of our school visits. But I do think, it's on our schedule. We know it's on our schedule. We know what's there. And I know everybody has jobs. Everybody has family commitments. But please do me a favor and try to make an effort to attend these sessions, because the board works, or the the principal works very hard at it. And to only have 3 out of 7 of us was, I'm sorry, disappointing. And I think it's something we should really, really work hard at. And I know we will work hard at and just keep moving forward.
Barry, I appreciate that. I had planned to visit. This is the first board visit I've missed since I joined the board. But I had a meeting that popped up like an hour that morning. So I apologize to Wilkins and to everybody else that I wasn't able to come. And I will be at Bowman Woods. That's our next visit. So thank you.
I appreciate, we all have very busy lives. I think that some of us had personal reasons for not being there that we're just going to let sit there. So thank you, Barry. It is important, and we will continue to look at our calendar. We're going to continue on with item number 602, Linn County Conference Board Report.
I was slated to go to that meeting. Unfortunately, I had the flu last week, and my brain was completely in a haze, and I did not secure a replacement to go to that meeting.
All right. And again, thank you. I hope that they were able to know that you weren't coming. And thank you for everybody right now with the flu. Just let people know, if possible, that you will not be in attendance. And thank you very much, and glad you're feeling better. All right. Item number 603, Cedar Rapids Examining Board Report.
And this kind of fits in the same category. The challenge that we had is I was actually at both board meetings, and the conference board retreat session was, they had a struggle with it because they didn't have a quorum. And the reason they didn't have a quorum is they need representatives from school board, they need representatives from city council, need representatives from the mayor, and all of that kind of stuff. So all of that put in forward is actually, that actually, committee actually struggled a little bit completing that. But when it comes to the examining board, a couple things came out of that board that were kind of interesting to me as I sat with a number of school board members from other school boards, et cetera. And as the city and county was trying to make decisions on what they were going to do, it was really a struggle, needless to say, trying to come up with financing and funding, et cetera. The positive thing that came out of those 2 or 3 sessions is we need to remember that Linn-Mar Community School District is still a board, still a school, still a destination school. And I say that because I actually know of 3 homes that have sold in our community in the last week that have sold for $350 to $380, I'm sorry, $550 to $580 or higher, and they actually got into a bidding process. And the main objective for these families is they wanted their children in our district. And I actually got that information yesterday in church, just visiting with families. So I think what we need to talk about is as a district, we need to keep the main thing the main thing. We need to keep our face in line. We need to keep our things in order. You know, what do we like to do? What do we do as a district? We're a thriving district. We're a successful district. We can get drugged down by whatever that is, but just those 3 discussions yesterday just had me just pumped, just excited, because we're going through an exciting time. The next 2 to 3 months are going to add to that discussion. But we still need to know that people want to come to our district. You know, whatever it is, whatever you read on the news, whatever it is, it's still going to be drugged down if we can, but we need to keep our focus. And that's what came out of that meeting. I'm sitting by Cedar Rapids School District people. I'm sitting by Alburnett folks. I'm sitting by other folks, and their mentality, they're scared. They're scared. Well, we can be scared too, but we still need to keep our focus if we possibly can. So that's just what came out of that session for me. It was about a 2-hour session, which is very unusual for a conference board meeting. Usually they're pretty brief and pretty quick, but it was just good that it came out of that. So.
Thank you for your report. Item number 604, Marion City Council report. Director Thomas is not here this evening.
She would like that added to next time's agenda, so that she just texted me and said, I forgot to tell Katie.
Thank you. We will move it on to our next meeting. Thank you. Item number 605, our legislative report.
So Laura and I spent a lot of time going over the massive amount of bills that were introduced over the last 2 weeks, also trying to follow up with ones that were already out that have begun moving through the system. I hope to promise that this is the largest packet of the session, and that after this they'll start getting smaller, because the first funnel deadline is February 20th, which is next Friday. I know it feels like we just started February, but some highlights, top mentions that Laura and I came up with to kind of talk about in this big packet. Of course, SSA. So the Senate came out with their proposal, 1.75%. It did come out of subcommittee and is going to the full education committee. To give you some perspective, around 1.75% for us at Linn-Mar, that would mean 1.1% or $680,000 in new money. The House has not put forth a proposal yet, but just in reminding, the governor's proposal was 2%. And in talking with John, when the 1.75% came out, to stay off of budget guarantee as a district, we need SSA to come in as at least 1.6. Clearly, we want it higher than that so that we can continue to cover cost of living and just keep up with the cost of doing business, but that's where we're at right now. 1.75% does put a significantly higher number of districts on that budget guarantee. So that's where SSA is. The deadline per state law is to have SSA passed by this Thursday. Given that the House proposal hasn't come out yet, I doubt that's going to happen. So we'll just keep waiting to see what happens. So as I mentioned, the first funnel deadline is February 20th. That's next Friday. And then some other things that are going on. So property tax reform, there's still 3 proposals out there. There's been some discussion, but no movement. So we're watching and looking, especially in finance audit, at each of the different proposals and what that could mean. The likelihood is that neither of the 3 will pass as is written. They'll have to do some sort of compromise, and so we will share more when we have a better idea of what it might end up looking like. But we are watching and we are listening and we are talking about what each of those proposals means. In the same vein of facility and capital funding, there is a separate bill out there that would require all schools to pass a bond at 80% voter approval, which would basically make it impossible for any district to ever pass a bond again. And if you don't pass it, you have to wait 4 years to try again. So that bill would, we are not looking to go to a voter-approved bond on any of our upcoming projects at this time, but that's not a great bill. So that's kind of something to watch. Another one that would impact at least 3 of us, there's a bill to change school board elections. That would change school and city elections to be on even years along with the general elections rather than odd years. So those of you who were just elected, you'd get to do a 5th year for fun, and then you'd be on an even schedule. And then there's also a mention in the bill that you would take office in January. I don't know if they didn't understand that city and school officials take office the week after they're elected, or if they're proposing to actually change it to January. That's unclear, but that's also in there. Some other bills real quick. There is a bill to promote a pilot program that would create separate attendance centers for special education and behavior students and pull them out of our regular attendance centers. The bill is to create a pilot program for that, and like most pilot programs, I would guess that once the pilot program goes through, then they'd try and expand it everywhere. There's a different bill that would prohibit schools from partnering with public libraries and letting students use their school IDs as a library card. There's a bill striking all school immunization requirements. There are several bills that would change social studies curriculum. One would retroactively reject the new standards that were adopted last year in 2025 and require all schools and AEAs to adopt the South Dakota standards. I know nothing about the South Dakota social studies standards, so I can't comment on if that's a good thing or not. I think it would be a headache if we just changed standards a year ago to try and change again. There's a separate social studies bill requiring all students in grades 7 through 12 in social studies and civics to be taught that the best path to success is through marriage, and that children of divorce are more likely to be poor and incarcerated. Just let that sit. Which bill is that? I don't have the number on my notes, but I can look it up in here. I'll find it for you. It's the one that talks about a success sequence for social studies. There's a bill requiring public schools and charters to install video recording devices in special education classrooms. There are several bills that propose a variety of changes to endorsements for fine arts and math that would be similar to CTE positions. It would realign licensure and degree requirements to give credit for work experience. There's a different bill that requires 30 minutes of PE every day for grades 1 through 8. If you all remember right now, they all do every other day, and it's in a specials rotation, so that might cause some scheduling things. And then the last one, just a summary. There are lots of bills out there that change or propose changes to how private schools are funded, how private school students should have access to a variety of residential district programs if they're not offered by the private school. Some of the bills talk about how those things would be paid for. That impacts both athletic and fine arts programming in different bills and variations. There's bills that are changing license renewal or license requirements for different staff positions. There's lots of bills proposing different changes to the weighting of funds for different certain programs. And then the governor just released a big long bill on expanding funding to charter schools. So that's just a summary of what we thought rose to the top. I'll find the bill number for the one you were asking about. But it's in here. Happy to answer any questions. And then just one more reminder that while this is a really thick packet and there are a lot of education bills being thrown around, only 7 to 10% of them typically get passed in a session. So after the first funnel, anything that doesn't get passed out of its home committee, so if it's a House bill, it has to come out of its House committee as a pass and be sent to the Senate, and vice versa, Senate to House. If it doesn't do that by February 20th, the bill is dead for the rest of the session. Now nothing is ever really dead. They can tack it on to bills at the end of the session, and they do like to do that, but it does make things harder. So hopefully in 2 weeks we'll have a more concise update of what is actually getting traction and what is just going to be ignored.
Wow, and thank you. Thank you for your due diligence on all of this work on behalf of us and giving us the opportunity to see it and summarize it. Thank you very much.
Yep.
Okay, moving forward, let's go with 606, the superintendent's report.
Thank you, President Lau Lancaster. We have a lot of district honors and highlights on our exhibit tonight, and we also had a very busy weekend, so I have a few additional items to highlight as well. During last board meeting, I did talk about the Athletic Hall of Fame honors, and congrats again to those 4 individuals who became inducted. A football highlight, congratulations to Cole Potter, our high school senior, for being chosen to play in the 2026 Iowa Shrine Bowl All-Star Classic. A Special Olympics highlight, congratulations to all of our athletes that recently participated in the Iowa basketball competition, and to the 2 athletes selected to move on to the state competition. This past weekend, our girls wrestling team, congratulations to the 7 girls that competed in the Iowa Girls State Wrestling Tournament, and to 4 girls who placed: Kate Siri, 2nd place; Chloe Adamson, 3rd place; Brielle Parker, 3rd place; and Aurora Lloyd, 8th place. Congrats also goes out to Coach Kelly Siri for being named to the Iowa Wrestling Coaches and Officials Association 2A Coach of the Year. Our boys also had an awesome weekend. Congratulations to our boys wrestling team and their coaches for placing 5th in the 2026 Iowa State Dual Wrestling Tournament 3A Division. Fine Arts highlight, congratulations to the Linn-Mar High School Drama Department for their recent performance of Robin Hood. To our orchestra department, congratulations to the 226 Linn-Mar students in 5th through 12th grades who were selected to perform during the 2026 Metropolitan Orchestra Festival. Boys swimming highlight, congrats to our boys swim team and their coaches for being named the 2026 Iowa High School Athletic Association's Men's Swimming District Champions and District Coaches of the Year. Congrats and good luck shared with all the swimmers that are moving on to state. And a Poms highlight, congratulations to our varsity Poms for placing 2nd in the Dance Large Varsity Division I Pom Finals during the 2026 UDA National Dance Team Championship. Last week, we also celebrated the official opening of our performance hall, and we want to thank everyone that attended the ribbon cutting ceremony and open house, and in particular our fine arts teachers and students for their performance that evening. Just a plug for the foundation's main event. They're holding that on March 27th at the Doubletree. Tickets are on sale now on the Linn-Mar Foundation website. And just a few other comments regarding our facilities. So our performance hall, we mentioned the ribbon cutting already. Winger is still working, continues to work on the shop drawings for the orchestra shell. The high school indoor activity center, the design team meetings are reviewing focused topics. The early site package for the parking lot is being presented tonight as an action item. Additional systems research is in progress, and daylighting study is being performed. Oak Ridge Band Room addition, OPN recently visited Oak Ridge to review existing conditions, as well as Excelsior to understand what their layouts and their square footage there look like in comparison. They had a preliminary meeting with the city to clarify some code requirements as well. And as far as our facilities assessment that OPN is leading, the education assessments are complete for all the elementary, intermediate, and middle school buildings, with the high school and support center scheduled this week. All interior physical assessments are complete at the elementary buildings, and the intermediate, middle, and high school physical assessments are underway and will continue through this week. Some upcoming events that our staff is preparing for, our K-8 teachers are preparing for conferences later in the month. We'll have a 2-hour early dismissal on February 24th and 26th, and then we have a professional development day on February 27th, where there is no school. With that, I take questions.
It's been a busy time, and congratulations to our Linn-Mar community for all their hard work and due diligence. At this time, I'd like to then go ahead and move on to our unfinished business 700. Item number 701, second reading of policy recommendations. Do I have a motion, please?
I move to approve the second reading of the policy recommendations as presented in Exhibit 701.1.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you, Barry. There's a motion by Evan, a second by Barry. All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed? Item number 800, sorry, I skipped. Did you have any questions? No. You're good? Yeah. All right, sorry, that was on me. My bad. Item number 800, new business. 801, approval of interruptive power agreement.
Motion to approve electric service interruptible power agreement with Interstate Power and Light Company, a subsidiary of Alliant Energy Corporation, as presented in Exhibit 801.1.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Evan. Any discussion?
So I'll just chime in here real quick, because I work for Alliant, but because this is a public-facing program that's available to all, and I won't recuse myself from the vote here on this, and I have no direct compensation for us being a part of this. What this does is, you know, you've seen the district every now and then, if we're seeing a peak, especially in the summer or in the warmer season, where what happens is that the utility says, hey, we need to conserve power. And for anybody who's participating, we ask you to reduce your power amount to a level that you've already, as a customer, that you've already decided that you can go to. And so it saves energy on the grid. In exchange for that, we get lower power prices year-round. So if it happens that it would be during school day and we'd have to interrupt school and Amy makes that decision, you know, the benefit is that we're saving money year-round for it. So it's a net benefit for us and for a lot of customers.
I just want to add, I think it's a good program to be part of, mostly because for the most part, the interruptions are in the summer when we're not in class. But I remember there was an academic year where like the first 3 days of school, we had to get out early 3 days in a row. And so I think it's an important note to say that when we participate, we don't have the option to say, no, it's the first day of school, we're not going to participate today. Once you sign the agreement, if Alliant calls and says we're shutting down the grid, they give us a time, and that's the deal. So the district doesn't get to choose when we comply, but it does save us money throughout the year, and I do think that that's a worthwhile benefit to the program.
And just remember, all of our buildings are air-conditioned, so that's a good thing. A lot of schools don't have that opportunity, so the interrupt is a good thing. So,
And this is just for Central Campus, so this isn't all Linn-Mar buildings. It's the High School Aquatic Center, AEC, Indian Creek, and Excelsior, I believe.
Yep.
So they're on the same meters for that. So it's not district-wide, it's those. And just for some context on what the savings of this is, in 2025, this saved us $100,000 by being part of this program.
Like I said, worthwhile program. Just wanted everyone to understand that we don't pick and choose which days we agree to participate.
Thank you very much. And I'm assuming, Renee, that is communicated at the beginning of the year that we're participants in this, so that student, it goes out. I know it's on our website, but families understand, like, we can't control the date. And I think that's the kicker, is that people do not understand. It's the grid that's deciding the time and date, not us per se. We just are saying we're participants. So just wondering how we tell everybody, hey. Amy, I'm going to leave all those snow days and all of the closings to you. Never a win-win. All right, then is there any further discussion? If not, can I have a vote? All those in favor say yes?
Yes.
Any opposed? And the motion is carried. Item number 802, approval of plans and specifications.
Make a motion to approve the plans and specifications for the Oak Ridge Middle School roof replacement project as presented in Exhibit 802.1.
Second.
I have a motion by Britt and a second by Justin. Is there any discussion? Hearing no discussion, we will go ahead with our vote. All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed? The motion is carried. Number 803, approval of plans and specifications as Exhibit 803.1.
sorry.
Nope.
I make a motion to approve the plan specifications for Linn-Mar High School parking lot as related to the indoor activity project early site package as presented by Exhibit 803.1.
Thank you. I need a second.
Second.
We have a motion by Barry and a second by Justin. Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor, please say yes.
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 Any opposed? And the motion has carried. We're now to item number 804, approval of open enrollment requests.
Motion to approve the open enrollment request as presented.
I have a motion. I need a second.
Second.
I'm going to go with Evan for the second. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, please say yes.
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 All those opposed? The motion has carried. We have item number 900, our consent agenda. May I have a motion, please?
I move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
I have a motion by Evan. Do I have a second?
Second.
We have a motion by Evan and a second by Britt. Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Yes. Any opposed? The motion has carried. We are now, well, there we go. Approval of January 902, approval of January 26th. No, we just did consent agenda. I'm turning the page, all the way to 1000. Board calendar and communication. I was more giddy about what time it was. All right, board communications, item number 1001, board calendar. I'm going to highlight some of these upcoming board events. Reminder, February 12th, board visit to Bowman Woods Elementary at 11:30 a.m. February 13th, the Board of Directors will have a closed session at 10 a.m. On the 17th, Linn-Mar Board of Directors will have a closed session at 8 a.m. On February 17th, Finance Audit Committee will meet at noon. On February 23rd, the Board of Directors meeting and a work session will begin at 5 o'clock. February 25th, Career and Technical Education Advisory, CTE, will meet at 4:15. I'd like to remind everybody that following our regular meeting today, we will have a quick pause, and then we'll go into an exempt session, which is closed to audience attendance. Are there any other communications from the board?
The Lion Learning on March 25th, is that going to be for the budget? Okay, I thought it so much, but I just wanted to double check.
Lion Learning on the 25th will be, you just said, was it 25th?
Yeah, for the property tax notice.
Got it. Thank you. Any other questions? May I please have a motion for adjournment, please?
I motion to adjourn at 5:32 p.m.
5:32 by Britt. Is there a second?
Second.
By Barry. Is there any discussion? Oh, motion. All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Any noes? The motion has carried.